Now at 6, Joplin authorities find a body in a submerged vehicle in Shoal Creek. We'll tell you what we know. Plus, we'll look at the challenges the Joplin Empire Market Garden faces with this extreme heat. Also,
forcing residents to decide whether or not to renew the public safety sales tax. I'm Fernanda Silva, and I'll explain you how the tax works.
And a classic car lover's dream. A look at some of the cars about to hit the auction block in Oklahoma.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Joplin have recovered a body after a vehicle went into Shoal Creek. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Emergency crews responded to reports of a submerged SUV around 2:30 this afternoon at the west end of McIndoe Park. It appears the vehicle drove through a wooded area before going into the water. As soon as it went into the water, kayakers paddled to the SUV to try to contact the person inside. Officials say when they were able to access it, they found and recovered the body of a man inside that vehicle. Authorities have not yet given the name of the victim or exactly how that vehicle became submerged. A northeast Oklahoma man has died in a tractor crash. Happened on South 560 Road, just west of Fairland, Oklahoma. The Highway Patrol says 82-year-old Carl Merritt of Fairland was on the tractor when it crashed, but they don't have details. Merritt was pronounced dead at the hospital. Authorities have arrested a southeast Kansas man after a short standoff. Cherokee County deputies arrested 46-year-old man who had barricaded himself in a camper outside of a home in Weir, Kansas. Sean Galloway of West Mineral, Kansas, had multiple outstanding warrants, including a felony aggravated child endangerment charge. Deputies found him yesterday afternoon. After a brief standoff and a canine officer ready to deploy, Galloway surrendered. He's now at the Cherokee County Jail. This brutal heat wave continues. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, another extremely hot day for us today, but over the past couple hours it's gotten better because we've had some clouds and some showers kind of roll in, so that's dropped the temperature off. Heat advisory in effect once again for us tomorrow: Missouri, Oklahoma, and then Kansas. Excessive heat warning until we go into tomorrow evening. But look at this band of clouds and some light showers rotating through. Actually a little heavier of a shower just on the south side of Pittsburgh. Most of these are very light, but again, it's a few drops of rain, which we will definitely take. We can zoom in a bit. You can see a little bit heavier of a shower just to the east of Nevada, and then this little guy moving into northeastern parts of Cherokee County. So we are going to have a few random showers out there throughout the evening hours, and that's dropped our temps back. So you can see Pittsburgh with that shower drop back to 87 degrees. What about the next few days? We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. With the temperatures at or near triple digits, keeping your body cool, of course, is hard. However, keeping a garden cool, well, that might be even more difficult. KOAM's Jasmine Knight visits Joplin's Empire Market to learn about the challenge of gardening in this heat.
With high temperatures for the remainder of the summer, you may think that raising a garden would be challenging. However, the Empire Market knows all the right tricks to prevent dehydration in plants.
Remember that underneath our soil is moister than on top. So right now, today, we have a very windy, very hot day, and so the top soil is going to appear extremely dry. If we insert our finger just 2-3 inches into the soil and you still aren't finding moisture, then your plant is needing water.
Despite popular beliefs, most plants won't die from the summer heat. Instead, they bolt, which is when they produce flowers and seeds instead of fruit. To combat this, Rachel Lynch suggests sunshades.
Is if your plants are getting that intense afternoon to evening sun, whenever it is the hottest, you can throw shade cloths over them, and that really helps them not feel the heat as intently.
In addition to building community through food, the Empire Market also hosts a multitude of events.
We're going to be building a shade structure, more garden beds are in our future, art projects. We also offer community yoga on Thursdays where people can come in and just get an introductory to yoga, and kids programming, Market Sprouts we do, which is where the kids can learn about nutrition.
So if you're looking for a fresh garden or just a place to feel the sense of community, the Empire Market is the place to be. Reporting in Joplin, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
The Empire Garden hosts Open Garden every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Parsons, Kansas residents next week will go to the polls to decide whether to renew a public safety sales tax. The tax has been in place for more than a decade, and the city is asking for a 10-year renewal. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has that story.
For the first time in 4 years, the Parsons Police Department has a full staff with 26 officers and 8 support staff.
We lost staff because we were not competitive with our surrounding agencies when it came to total compensation and benefits. We've been able to make some forward steps to be able to retain, trained, experienced police officers.
In recent years, the department could invest in better wages and benefits for their employees. According to Parsons Police Chief, that's happening thanks to the public safety sales tax.
We don't want to lose that ability to, be a career policing agency instead of a training ground for everybody else.
The tax supports funding not only competitive pay to retain experienced police officers and firefighters, but also to pay for their training and to buy vehicles and other critical equipment. For every $1 spent in the city of Parsons, half a penny goes to the public safety sales tax. Last year, almost $1 million was generated through it.
When it adds up, it's quite a big impact to our budget and everything that we can do to help the city. It's paid by a lot of people who don't live here. They come here to visit, they stay in the hotels, they eat at the restaurants, they shop in our stores. They help pay for this tax as well. So it helps spread it out so that all the burden isn't on property taxes of the residents themselves.
According to the city of Parsons, if it doesn't pass, they will need to find other ways to cover those expenses.
And if we did not have that as a revenue source, well, then the equivalent would be, if we wanted to maintain services at the same level, we would have to raise our millage rate on property tax. Nobody wants to pay more property taxes, including me and the rest of my staff.
In Parsons, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Now, according to a recent Parsons Police Community Survey, more than 60% of 750 survey respondents support a public safety sales tax extension. Next Tuesday, the public safety sales tax will be the only item on the ballot in all of Southeast Kansas. Coming up, the Ronald McDonald House celebrates 25 years of service to our community. And don't look away now, because these beautiful cars are on the auction block in Oklahoma. Yeah, we're going to tell you how you could get your hands on one. Still ahead on KOAM News at 6. The Ronald McDonald House of the Four States is celebrating a quarter century of helping families dealing with medical issues. The charity today hosted this ribbon cutting and an open house. The ribbon cutting kicked off a year-long celebration of the care and generosity of everyone involved. As for the open house, well, it's a chance for the public to get a better understanding of just what the charity does. The Ronald McDonald House is at 3402 South Jackson Avenue in Joplin. Hundreds of classic cars are up for auction in Oklahoma, including some that belonged to a Tulsa collector who made the news when someone stole his classic Shelby Mustang and stripped it for parts. Reporter Jennifer Tetley is checking out some of the cool rides.
Jennifer Tetley is the marketing director for Maple Brothers Auctions. She's excited for people to check out the cars and bring back old memories.
I think for a lot of people it's just, nostalgia. They look back and you can think of so many memories of things that can be tied to a car. I remember growing up, we always had a friend that had Rolls Royces, and we rode in the Rolls Royces in all the parades.
This auction will also feature 7 cars from Rod Sperlin's collection. Sperlin's collection made headlines in January of 2022 when his $200,000 Shelby GT 500 Mustang was stolen and stripped for parts.
Rod Sperlin's collection does cover many, many Mustangs. There's a 1970 Mustang, there is a 1968 Mustang GT clone, there are 2 1979 Pontiac Firebird Trans Ams. Those are very exciting. People really get into the Trans Ams.
Sperlin died shortly after the Shelby was stolen, and his estate came to Maple Brothers to sell the collection.
We've got several Mustangs, Boss 302s, some of those are clones, and we've also got a couple of Pontiac Firebirds. We were very honored to be approached to be selling his collection. He had at one time a collection of over 30 vehicles.
Tetley says the auction will have cars for everyone to enjoy.
Even if you're not bidding on vehicles, come out and check out the cars, because you can look and say, oh, when I was this age, I did this, this, and this, or my grandfather and I, we restored this car. So it's a very, very fun, passion-driven business.
Beautiful cars. That auction is going to be at the Bennett Center in Oklahoma City tomorrow and Saturday. A little bit later, we're going to visit the Wilson County, Kansas Fair and tell you what it has to offer.
Plus, the heat is sticking around as we head into the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, another hot one for us today. We are approaching 100 by the middle of the afternoon. Then we got some clouds and a few showers in here over the past couple hours. So we've actually dropped about 5 or 6 degrees since that point in time, which is always nice, or we would have just kept warming up to this point in time. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, heat advisories in effect once again for us on Friday. Missouri, Oklahoma, and then excessive heat warning once you get into Kansas, as the humidity is going to be a little bit higher. But you can see our temperatures have dropped off a little bit with the clouds. Look at this. A shower rolled through Pittsburgh, sitting at 87, 94 Anderson, 90 in Nevada. Independence is sitting at 91 degrees. A lot of clouds. 7th and Rangeline, temperatures dropped to 93. It kind of stinks that you have to say it's dropped to 93. It still feels like 98. Relative humidity is at 45%. And look at our dew points, upper 60s to lower 70s. So if we pull out the dew point tracker, that kind of puts us in that sticky, muggy, almost soupy range, and that's why we've had the high heat indices, still triple digits, Oklahoma, and then where the clouds are a little bit thicker, the heat indices have dropped back into the upper 90s. Also a little bit of a breeze. That has made it feel a little bit better. Over the past couple days, we've had kind of south winds at about 5 to 15, but we've been getting gusts in that 20 to 25 mile per hour range, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the next couple days. Through the rest of the evening, a lot of clouds, isolated showers, dropping back through the 80s, eventually upper 70s later on tonight, and you can see these light showers kind of pushing through. It's not a big deal. It's most of this is just light sprinkles, but we do have one little heavier shower, so this would be right along I-70 or 171 near Asbury, kind of dropped through Pittsburgh. So at least there's a few drops out there. I know it's not much, but we will take what we can get. All right, big dome of high pressure is still in charge. Our heat dome, it actually gets closer to us over the next few days, which is going to make our heat actually intensify just a little bit. Let's go through the rest of the evening, and we're going to stop at about 7 a.m. tomorrow. Sitting upper 70s to near 80. Still kind of hit and miss clouds throughout the day. If we get enough sunshine, we'll soar past 100. If we get more clouds like today, we may hang at 98, 99, and a few isolated showers trying to pop up again late in the day. As we go into tomorrow night, clouds kind of thicken. We may get a few scattered thunderstorms in here late tomorrow night into Saturday morning. If these can develop, they'll shift right on out of here by mid-morning on Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon, much of the same, partly sunny. High temp right around 100 degrees. Day planner for you tomorrow, 80 in the morning, 92 by noon. High temp right around 100 once again. And we're still going to have that breeze out there for us tomorrow, but heat indices 104, 106 tomorrow afternoon. Alert day again tomorrow with the heat advisory, excessive heat warning, 101. Let's go 100 Saturday, some morning showers and thunderstorms. Sunday, 102, and then possible alert days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just as the heat intensifies a little bit. Some relief, not a whole bunch of relief, but some relief by next Thursday into next weekend.
You might think that breeze would help more than it does, but when it's 100 degrees,
I know.
Just hot
It's
wind.
nice to have some air moving.
I guess, but it's drying everything out even that much
true.
faster. Trying to water your garden and boom, it's dust again. Thanks, Doug. The Wilson County Fair in Kansas is underway. Some young farmers and ranchers are showcasing their livestock, all sorts of showcases, including cattle and pig shows. Later tonight, there's going to be a glow walk or run starting at 8 for all ages with a best neon dressed contest. John Dales joins us now, not in neon. A former Northeast Oklahoma A&M football player is back in the NFL.
Yeah, that's right. I'll let you know who and where he's headed. And find out how the Frontenac 10U All-Stars are preparing for a trip to the Cal Ripken World Series. Those stories and more up next. The Frontenac Baseball 10 and Under All-Stars are state and regional champions, which has given them a berth in the Cal Ripken World Series in Indiana. And it's an opportunity to play against 23 other teams from across the country and the world.
it's really exciting when you take a look at the map that Cal Ripken's got and the stars for each town and where they're at. It really opens your eyes as how lucky the kids are and the opportunity that they have.
A chance to spend the summer playing in tournaments against teams from as far away as Alaska, Hawaii, and Australia wouldn't be possible without the help of those outside the team.
We need to acknowledge our community here, the support that they've done for us in the fundraising. We're going to be in Indiana for 7 to 10 days. The community's got behind us. We've had some car washes, we've had some calendar giveaways to raise money to help the parents offset the travel and the expense.
Ultimately, that hard work of fundraising and practicing in 100-degree temperatures is so that the players can make memories that'll last a lifetime.
It's fun, and because you get to meet like different teams, and it's kind of interesting. Seeing like kids from all over the country and other countries, and we get to go to a Cubs game too.
It's fun because I like baseball.
The team heads to Crown Point, Indiana this coming Wednesday. The tournament begins with pool play a week from Saturday. It lasts until the following Saturday, the championship on August 12th. Pitt State baseball picks up another commitment this week. J.J. Spafford, a rising senior at Bentonville High School in Arkansas, he announced his commitment to the Gorillas on Wednesday, and he says the entire recruiting process sped by once he knew Pitt State was where he wanted to be.
I went on the visit last week, and I talked with Coach Dean and Coach Bob, head coach, and he told me he wasn't going to offer me right then because he wanted to make sure I was like fully in for Pitt State. And that night, I was at a friend's house, and I texted him. I was like, ready to go. I loved it when I was there. I loved the coaching staff, loved the school facilities. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a call. I'm at dinner with my wife, and he gave me a call like 5 minutes later. And all right, let's do this thing. Let's be a gorilla.
Former Northeastern Oklahoma A&M football player is back in the NFL. Jay Sternberger, who played for the Norsemen in 2017, well, he just wrapped up his season with the USFL, but now he signed with the Buffalo Bills, the team announced this week. Sternberger was picked by the Green Bay Packers back in the 3rd round of the 2019 NFL Draft. He bounced around the league before ending up in the USFL this past season. And you might remember he caught this game-winning touchdown pass for the Norsemen to advance to a 2017 regional championship. He joins the Bills team with 3 other tight ends on its roster. That's all for sports. Back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A new study suggests watching a 1-minute video on gun safety could save the lives of thousands of children. Plus, Democrats and Republicans get into it during a heated hearing on border policies used by the state of Texas. And as math scores drop nationwide, we're going to have tips to prepare your student for the upcoming school year. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. In the meantime and beyond, it's hot out there, Doug.
It is a hot evening, but we do have some clouds and some light little showers which are pushing through. And again, nice late shower for us tomorrow. High temp right around 100 into lower 100s as we move into next week.
Final sports note.
Excited to keep following Jay Sternberger's journey. You typically don't see a guy that late into his career get a chance like this. And as training camp's just starting up, there's going to be a lot more to follow.
See what comes of it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.